Meg Thee Stallion is sneak dissing 50 Cent, Drake, and Joe Budden, among others, for sneak dissing her. Have you heard about this, Bob?
Did you say 50 Cent?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look,
Oh,
she didn't name them, but she gave a recent interview and she was talking about how people doubted her, made memes, made jokes, and she felt like she should have had a little bit more sympathy, being that she's a black woman and she got shot by somebody that was once close to her. Now, before we opine, let's get into what's in the black and white. We're using Hip Hop DX as a source for this. The title is Megan Thee Stallion blasts rap peers who joked about Tory Lanez shooting. Megan Thee Stallion has called out her music peers for their lack of support following the Tory Lanez shooting that led to his guilty verdict. In her first and final interview since Tory was found guilty in December, the Houston hottie opened up to Elle about the 2.5 year ordeal in a powerful op-ed published on Tuesday, April 18th. This is a quote from Meg. For years, my attacker laughed and joked about my trauma. For years, my attacker peddled his false narratives about what happened on the night of July 12, 2020. And for years, my attacker tried to leverage social media to take away from my power. Imagine how it feels to be called a liar every day, especially from a person who was once part of your inner circle. She continued, I could have let the adversity break me, but I persevered. Even as people treated my trauma like a running joke, first there were conspiracy theories that I was never shot, then came the false narratives that my former best friend shot me. Even some of my peers in the music industry piled on with memes, jokes, and sneak disses and completely ignored the fact that I could have lost my life. Instead of condemning any form of violence against a woman, these individuals tried to justify my attacker's actions. And yeah, we got a little clip of Meg there, looking good. Elle magazine, got them legs out. Legs seem to go on for a long time. That's not the point, though. Hip Hop DX mentions that notable rappers who attempted to downplay the shooting include Drake, Joe Budden, and 50 Cent. Uh, the bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't even get the joke, but she's still smiling. That's a Drizzy line on Circle Loco, which many interpreted as him casting doubt on Megan Thee Stallion's allegations. That could just be a play on words. He could have been joking, though. He never really cleared that up, but I see how somebody could make that jump to that conclusion, though, for real. Budden expressed his disdain for the savage rapper on his eponymous podcast in December, shortly after Tory Lanez felony assault trial got underway. And he said, I got more theories, but what I can say is I'm finished with these niggas and I don't like that girl. That's what Joe Budden said. So meanwhile, 50 Cent also made light of the shooting by posting a series of ruthless memes on Instagram and later compared Megan to actor Jussie Smollett, who was infamously convicted of staging a hate crime. So Budden and 50 Cent have both since apologized. That's important to note. They did apologize. It's not like they doubled down and stood on that. The 28-year-old revealed in Elle interview that she fell into a state of depression following the shooting. Where you at with it so far, Bob? Is this having any effect on you? You feel like she's out of line, or is she on point?
no, it just sounds like she marketing, taking advantage of the situation,
Oh, you don't think this could be anything sincere? You don't think that this was traumatic for her? You think that this is just all a ploy to make us feel sorry for her? Is that? Am
Yeah,
I caping right now? What's going
I think
on?
she's just trying to get back on the people that weren't on our side, It's just that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
yeah.
I think another quote from her, by the time I identified my attacker, I was completely drained. She admitted many thought I was inexplicably healed because I was still smiling through the pain, still posting on social media, still performing, still dancing, still releasing music. Truth is that I started falling into depression. I didn't feel like making music. I was in such a low place that I didn't even know if I wanted to rap, what I wanted to rap about. I wondered if people even cared anymore. There will be times that I literally be backstage or in my hotel crying my eyes out, and then I have to pull Meg and Pete together. It be Meg the Stallion. God damn. I want to finish on a happy note. She said, "This is the rebirth of a happier and healthier me. I'm a survivor, and I have and will continue to embrace the highs and lows of my journey. I'm excited to get back into music because I've been so transformed. I'm playing around with new songs and new sounds that I can't wait for everyone to hear." So, yeah, man. I think it was good for Meg to talk her shit a little bit, man, and kind of take aim at the people that doubted her, because I feel like the rap community, man, failed her. I was on the side early on. I'm not here to brag about that or anything, but it made me look at the rap community differently. It made me realize like how a lot of people in the hip hop community, they don't like women. They don't respect women the way that we should. Like they're I think they get that from a lot of the conservative values that the hip hop community has a lot of times. And people don't realize it, but especially not just women, but especially black women, they get a hard time, especially from the hip hop community. They get called names, they get criticized more harshly than anybody else, even for women of other races. And that was one of the times where it seemed clear to me. You think there's any truth to that, Bob?
I mean, if you just saying it that women get criticized more than anybody in the hip hop community.
Especially in the hip hop community. Like there's misogyny in the hip hop community, in the hip hop game, but there's a special type of misogyny that black women have to endure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the only way that she could get shot, and there'd be a mountain of evidence that support that she got shot, and people still not believe her because Tory Lanez was making some fire ass music at the time.
I don't think that's it,
I think it
man.
was that, and because he's a dude.
No, I don't think that had nothing to do with it. I think the caliber. She just seems like a rah-rah person. So it's like, yeah, I think perception is kind of a lot to do with it. So when when you call yourself a savage and yeah, it's gonna be people that's going, when you present yourself a type of way, it's gonna be people that's going, look at you in another angle that this could not have happened. I don't think it had to do with her just being a black woman. I think if it would have been another black woman that didn't present herself the way she does, they would have different results.
I disagree with that. I mean, that's always going to be a thing when somebody tries to point out black people getting a rough go of it. They're always going to make. Like, I'm gonna make an example. That's just like when black people get shot by police. There's always these excuses about, oh well, he should have just complied, or uh if he wouldn't have did this, if he wouldn't have did that, maybe he could have saved himself. And nobody wants to address the people who are actually doing the wrong thing. We always go to blaming the victim. Now it's because she calls herself a savage. That's why she didn't get people on her side, even though she had been shot and she was just crying out for support for that. It's because she presented herself as a savage, even though we don't know about any instances of her getting into fights or anything like that. She don't have no criminal history or anything like that. But just because savage, you feel like she's with the rah-rah. I don't know if she was a different race, if somebody would have, it could have been a white girl that called herself savage, and I don't think people would have just labeled her as with the rah-rah. It's something about her being a black woman that gets her that label, I think. And then even when you look at like comments, they feel like I saw her being called a snitch. They're like, oh, isn't rap real? Isn't Meg the Stallion? Like, why didn't Party slide? Why they got to go to court and try to case Tory up? Why she ain't just handle her business and hold court in the streets? That's dumb. that make me feel like we got hateful vigilantes in the hip hop community that really don't like women. You know, I don't know if they're doing it intentionally. It could be just some shit they was raised to feel like, but somewhere along the line, a lot of people out there felt they was taught to not like women, be mad at them.
Well, I think you're looking at it at that point, but you got to
Yeah.
think that women do get a lot there. That could be some truth to that, but in other end, it is women that get sometimes in America that gets an upper hand on the male. Like we reviewed a video of the woman slapping, taking off on the husband, and we said, hey, if the husband would have just took off on her first, it would have been a different scenario. So I think, sometimes women look like, they're the, that they're the victim, and then it's sometimes that men look like the victim. And hip hop could be one of those things where, it is more where women in that stature seem more scandalous, seem more sneaky, seem more criminal type in the rap industry than you would a regular nurse in the street or somebody that you seen that didn't have that hip hop culture attached to them to where they got to make themselves feel like they the baddest. And I think it comes with that. When you want to be tough on the mic like that, it comes with a certain
What tough on the mic like what? Like what Meg songs are you listening to where she was putting out like tough energy?
all the songs that I hear, she don't sound. It's not like a lady. It sounds like she's a tough woman. I don't know what you hear, but it sounds like she's an alpha woman when I hear her. Most rappers that you do sound
Tough in
more
what
like
kind of
alpha,
way though? Tough in what kind of way? When you say tough, what do you mean?
like manly tough, like some kind of masculine energy that it. To me, her rapping style is it's not like a lady, a civil lady to me. I mean, maybe to you it is, but rap is hardcore, bro. Rap is not a soft person's game. And I don't know why you thinking like, okay, the way she
I'm
rapping
trying to
about her name is
understand like
Savage.
how rapping like that makes it like you wouldn't believe that she got shot. Like why it seemed like she was on trial. Like people want to know who she was sleeping with and stuff
No,
like that. Like critics like we're so like you're saying that she's with the rah rah. She calls herself savage. She seems
she's in the
sneaky because she's
community
in the hip hop. Like why is that even an issue if we're talking about somebody getting shot?
because listen, that's what she signed up for in
That's
this
wild.
industry, and
That's
that's what it
wild.
comes with
You
when you
sound
want to
insane to me, like that
when
you
you
would
say,
take that
hey,
position, bro.
she named herself the Savage. You get what I'm
That's
saying? So
wild,
it's like,
bro. That's like that conservative in you coming out. Like when I be saying like you got conservative values and like a lot of hip hop is conservative, like on some right wing shit. That's why it's so many people in hip hop that support Trump. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about, dog. Like that attitude towards women, like the fact that you would blame it on her calling herself a savage as
no,
to
we're
why she
not
didn't get
blaming it
support.
on her. We're not blaming it on her. I'm
Seem
saying
like
why
that.
you
That's what
would
it
get,
sounds like.
listen, I'm saying why you would get this type of response from people, okay, to where they like, hey, I gotta question you. It's just like if somebody see you in all black and you got the mask on, they're gonna probably figure you probably be doing some robbing. It's just this is what she signed up for. She wanted to be
Look,
that tough.
look at
Go
the
ahead.
picture of her. Like, is that a gangster image she's portraying? Like, I thought she got on from WAP. You know what I'm saying? I saw with Cardi B about being sexual and stuff like that. I don't listen. I'm not here on this show to convince you. You know, you saying what you feel. I'm saying what you. We'll probably just end up disagreeing on this. But yeah, you know, it was good for her to I guess sneak did some people who were sneaking her. You know, she got a chance to respond. I like it. You know, I've always been on well, I ain't gonna say 100% of the time, but for most of the time I've been a supporter of Meg. You know, so I think her new music is even good. So good riddance of Tory Lanez. I think he did it. You know, always did. I know we got people in the audience who still don't believe that he did it, but you know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his success. I'm a supporter.
Yeah, that's it. Sound like you very, you were
Yeah.
you were Megan the Stallion like you ride for. You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah,
what's up.
man. I gotta
That's
ride
good.
for like, on the side of right, man. That's another time where the hip hop community really just missed the moment, dropped the ball. That's like low hanging fruit. Like support a woman who got shot. That's easy. But somehow people do mental gymnastics to try to find fault in her for, somehow she put herself in that situation, or she wasn't nice enough. She wasn't ladylike enough. That's weird to me. But hey, that's where we're at with it. I'll let you have the last word. That's all I got to say about that.
All right, guys. Hey, man, look, we gonna catch y'all in the next video. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and we're gonna see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.